All right, hey guys, I'm going to do a quick video tutorial here for the driver's daily log, and this is just to kind of show you guys how to fill this out and what it's supposed to look like at the end of the day. And a few things I want to go over real quick is please don't confuse this for your time card. You still do need to do a time card, and I've got another video in the training playlist. That should be the first video. This should be the second one. You do need to do both of those. You won't get paid with just a driver's log or a photo of the driver's log. We do need you to fill out a time card as well. This is what keeps us in good hands with the Department of Transportation. And I want you guys to just be in the habit of filling this out every day. It really does help you kind of, and it's something you'll work out, fill it out as your day happens. So I'll kind of break it down and I'll go over it really quick. This is a dummy one that I did. I was on the road last week, so I used today's date just to, to put in today's date. But I was on the road last week, so I wanted to use that as an example. Under the name of carrier or carriers, I put in Cornerstone Tower service, right? For the main office address, it is 410 South Webb Road, Grand Island, Nebraska 68803, and you can see right here we're suite number 6A. So I kind of snuck that in there. That should all be on one line. For my home terminal address, however, I went ahead and used where I'm out of, which is, for me, it's 37700 County Road 23. That's the Severance, Colorado address. So this is where I'm based out of. So my main office, I use the Grand Island address, and for my home terminal, I'm using the Severance one. Now, if I was staying out in Grand Island for a week, I would write that down twice, because that would be the home terminal I'm working out of for that time. For total miles driving and total mileage, that's something I would do at the end of the day. If ideally you should reset your tripometer at the beginning of the day, that actually gives you the total miles that you drove. So you just write down how many miles you drove at the end of the day, and then you could write the overall mileage. You know what I mean? You could write the vehicle's mileage from the odometer and you'd be good. I'm going to say, and again, I didn't have a trailer, but I'm doing it like I did. I had truck 17 and trailer number 12. And then under my full signature, I signed it. I did my autograph. So down below here, this is kind of where the magic happens. This is the part that we need to fill out. And it encompasses a 24-hour schedule, so we have to fill it out from beginning to end. So my morning was pretty easy. From midnight until 7 a.m. I was asleep. I was in a hotel in Casper, Wyoming. So then at 7, I do a pull down and I go over to my driving, because you got off duty, sleeper berth, driving, and on duty. We're really not doing the sleeper. We're off duty, driving, and on duty. So at 7 a.m. I was on duty, and then I drew a little arrow down or a line down and said I started in Casper. So that morning I had driven into Casper the night before, and I got in there and I was in Casper, Wyoming. From there I went over 2 hours until 9 a.m. and that's under driving. It took me 2 hours to get over there, and then I was in Alcova, Wyoming. So I drew a line straight down Alcova, Wyoming. Now from 9 till noon I was just on duty. Okay, that was the 3 hours I was there, and I actually think I was there longer. But I was on duty and I was doing a tower inspection, so I was doing photo and video. I could have even drawn another line and wrote that down there, maybe just a way for my own personal reference. What did I do that day? You know, if you're doing a lighting job or a main line replacement, or you replaced an RRH or an antenna. And then at noon, I got back on the road, so you'll see that I drove back up to my driving, and it took me 4 hours to get back. And that got me to, you'll see I drew a line down to Severance, Colorado. I was on duty for another hour. I unloaded the truck, got stuff put away, got ready for my weekend. And then I draw a line up till 5 p.m., and that's to the off-duty line. And I was off duty all the way through midnight. And that's, you know, I know I have today's date here, but this was actually my Thursday going into my Friday on how I spent the day. Once you've done all that, you still have to total up your day at the end of the day. So when you look at this list, or this scale that we're kind of going through and working through, if you've got it, keep a pen on you, keep your logbook on you, fill this out as your day happens, instead of waiting until the end of the day and trying to remember it, this is a great tool to kind of keep you on point of when you're driving, you're getting ready to drive, it's first thing in the morning, you fill out the top of the book. You make sure you put in the truck and trailer number you're on, and then get to right where you're ready to take off and draw a line and right where you're taking off from. And then work through your day, follow it. You know, you drive this long, you get to a job. When you're ready to get on the road, mark back in again when you started. When you get to the next destination, open up the book and write where you stopped. This is a great way to keep this all together. So at the end of the day, you'd have to total it up, and this has to total 24 hours down here. Okay, so 24 hours has to be represented here. So I had a total of 4 hours of on-duty time. I had a total of 6 hours of driving time. I had 0 hours of sleeper berth because we don't have a sleeper berth, and I have 14 hours of off-duty, and all of that combined equals our 24 hours. That's really important. Also at the bottom, I started in Casper, Wyoming, and I ended up in Severance. So there is still that basic, here's where I started, here's where I ended. Now, on the right-hand column here, you'll see the recap. And this is important to fill out with it. Do this at the end of your day when you're totaling up your hours. But right now we're doing the 70-hour, 8-day drivers. So a recap. So my on-duty hours for today was 10. Okay, my total hours on duty for the last 7 days, again, I'm going from my work week that I was on. I had a total of 56 hours last week. So it says total hours available tomorrow, which is 70 hours minus A. This is a way to help you kind of keep track of making sure you're not going over a certain amount of hours of driving. So 56 minus 70, I'd have 14 hours left. And then it says total hours on duty last 8 days. Well, 7 days off. It was pretty easy because I had Saturday, Sunday off before that, but I worked a 10-hour shift before that. So instead of 56, when I have an 8-day, I would have had that following Friday on, which was 10 hours. So I had a total of 66 right there. At the end of the day, I know I drove 273 miles, and then I wrote the overall odometer up on top. So you don't have to do the tripometer or trip A, trip B. You can always just, write down your beginning odometer miles somewhere, even down here in your notes maybe. And then at the mileage at the end of the day, and then you'd have total miles driven. But I like it to be a little easier. I like just having that clean number right there. All right, so that is a basic overall of how we do this thing, how we do the driver's daily log. And please remember, that's the most important thing I want you guys to take from this is fill one of these out every day. If it's a day off, you're doing your 3 weeks and it's a Sunday and you're off, just write off duty. Just fill it out like normal and do off duty the entire way across. You know what I mean? 24 hours off duty, 24 hours total, zeros all the way through here. That keeps you up to date. That keeps everything up and going. You could even do the same when you come back from your week off. You could backfill 7 days and just say off duty, off duty, off duty all the way through. That'll keep you guys in compliance with DOT. This might change soon. If it does, I'll be the first to let you guys know. Okay. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. And this should be video 2, so please make sure you watch how to fill out the time card tutorial, which is the first one. Those are the 2 critical things we need you guys to be doing to stay in compliance with Department of Transportation, and so you can get paid because you want to track your hours. All right, thanks, guys. Take it easy.